Dear Dr. Dale, my daughter and I have always been very close, and I raised her from the beginning to be a pure and untouched vessel for the Lord. Well, she just turned 18, and the other day I found the purity ring that I had given her at her purity ball, along with the purity bracelet I had also given her, hidden under some lacy panties in her underwear drawer. Now, these items I had given her, the ring and the bracelet, not the panties, were meant to be symbols and constant reminders of her promise to God and to me to wait until marriage before having sex, and then in only certain previously agreed upon positions. When I confronted her about them, she said that she took them off because she just doesn't like wearing jewelry. But get this, a couple of days later, I overheard her asking my wife if she would take her downtown to get her nipple pierced. Now, I'm pretty sure a nipple ring counts as jewelry, so now I don't know what to believe. But more importantly, in addition to feeling hurt and confused over the ring and the bracelet, now I'm worried that she will burn in hell and also set off the metal detector when she goes to court next month on a minor shoplifting charge. Basically, I just need to know if my daughter is going to hell, because if she is, I'll stop wasting my time on her and will focus my efforts on her younger sister. I don't know. What does God think about nipple piercings? Yours truly, Troy Denby, Pleasure, California.
Well, first of all, I can think of no good reason why anyone would ever need a pierced nipple. I mean, unless you happen to be sheriff of a nudist colony, well, then it might come in handy. Of course, you'd better be careful not to let that badge heat up too much in the sun, lest you end up with one sizzling nipple. Now, of course, I no longer frequent strip clubs, but if I did, that would be a pretty good name for one, the Sizzling Nipple. Just take a second to imagine that neon sign. But that's not your question. Your question is about what God thinks of piercings, and specifically what he thinks about nipple piercings. Unfortunately, the Bible has very little to say about nipples in general. Believe me, I've searched extensively. There are far more references to a donkey's genitalia than there are mentions of nipples. But what does the Lord say about body piercings in general? Surprisingly, he doesn't seem to be entirely against it, but that might be because when he wrote the Bible, he had no idea the kind of stuff people would be doing just a few thousand years into the future. While he seems to be okay with ear and nose piercing, I'm not so sure he'd be so nonchalant about the young lady who waited on me at Starbucks the other day, who had so many piercings it looked like a charm bracelet blew up in her face. And not too long ago, on a trip to the downtown core to share the love of Christ with the homeless, the druggies, and other degenerates, I saw a young man and a young woman walking in my direction. They both had their noses pierced, and there was a long chain connecting them. Now, I have no idea what the heck they were thinking, but I do know what I was thinking. Red Rover, send Smoody right over. Anyway, if I were you, I'd be far less concerned with this whole piercing thing and a lot more worried about your daughter engaging in premarital sex now that she no longer has any jewelry reminding her not to. And I'm not sure if they make purity nipple rings, but if they do, it might make a lovely birthday gift.